Now, next one, strength testing. So I'm going to talk about bench press, pull-ups, back squats, zeros, and leg curls in kind of one topic. And we're going to start with mistake number one, which is reps in reserve. Everyone training at K2 should know what reps in reserve means. For those who don't, or external athletes, reps in reserve does mean that you stop the set at the point where you cannot do one more rep with the same quality. So basically, you go to the limit with proper quality and technique. I have a perfect example for that. Shout out to Steven at this point. This is his 2 rep max testing, bench press, obviously. He starts from a lockout position, touches the bench, already slow. It has to be rather slow when it's a 2 rep max testing. Rep number 2, struggling but clean, and he's good. If he'd tried to do one more rep, he would fail, pretty sure. So this is reps in reserve number 0. Perfect. And I frequently see athletes doing back squats, bench press, pull-ups, whatever, where it looks fairly easy, and just from outside it seems like they could have done at least one more rep, and they leave strength in the tank, if that makes sense. Now, this is applicable to all the tests. Let's get to a few more specific ones. Bench press. I do not need to show a video right here. Just make sure that your elbows at the top position when bench pressing are extended, always. Now, next one is pull-ups. The two most important, let's say, points of movement or technique or the dead hang and chin over bar. Another perfect example from Joya right here. She starts in the dead hang position, goes chin over bar, dead hang again, chin over bar, and again here, this really looks like a reps in reserve 0. So if she would have tried to do one more rep, she probably wouldn't have been able to put her chin over the bar. So really perfect right there. One more example, back squats, upper thigh or thigh in general, parallel to the ground, just as I said and showed a few slides earlier. I think I don't really have to extend on this topic too much. Now, one more addition. I never program 1 rep max testings. And after this explanation, you won't be eager to do them anymore yourself. Imagine doing a 1 rep max test and you fail it. You don't have a metric, you have to redo the test, and if you redo it, you're already fatigued. Now, here's why I like to test 2 rep max. If you do 2 reps, we have an easy formula to calculate the 1 rep max, and we're good to go. And if you try 2 reps but you fail the second one, then we still have the 1 rep max automatically. And the chances of you overestimating yourself in a way that you want to do 2 reps but make 0 out of it is pretty low, I guess. That's why I prefer 2 rep max all day. Last one, power. Now, the biggest mistake that I see here is using the wrong weight. And usually it's not a problem because someone can't calculate or anything like this. It's more that their 2 rep max was not standardized. So imagine doing a back squat, but not going or using your full depth, not going to parallel. You will therefore be able to squat more weight in the 2 rep max and therefore have a higher 1 rep max, and then use also a higher weight when doing the power testing, because power is always 65% of your 1 rep max, right? So this is the biggest mistake that I see right here, which is not highly problematic, but it's just not optimal. Now, the second mistake that I see quite often, or especially when athletes do the testings the first time, is that they pause in between the reps. So for example, right here, back squat for power, squat, pause, squat, pause. If you do that, your time that it takes you to perform these reps will be almost double as long as if you didn't do any pause. And since time to complete all these 5 reps is the key metric right here, it doesn't make sense to do any pauses. You don't benefit from it. It's going to be more exhausting without pauses, obviously, but that's the point, right? Besides these two small mistakes when testing power, usually athletes, as I said in the beginning, athletes usually perform their power testings pretty well. There's one more thing I would like to mention regarding the wrong weight that you use. When testing power, we always test two metrics. First of all, time, the time it takes you to complete these 5 reps, but also number two, the relation between time and kilos. So how many kilos you move per second, so to speak. That means even if you take way too much or way too little weight, we will be able to take a look at the second metric and therefore compare the whole situation to other athletes, right? That's it so far. These are the most important tips, tricks, criterias, and mistakes in testing in general and for the specific tests. Now, the next UTY episodes that are planned at the moment are training planning, sleep, injury prevention, and conditioning. See ya.